skeletons. Here they come.
TF2 Classified fucks hard. Like, that could be it. That could be the entire video, and I could just let you go experience it and let you learn the ins and outs of it for yourself. I mean, it wouldn't be a very, good video, but I could do that if I wanted to. So, Team Fortress 2 Classified just released to much fanfare, doing away with the hats and cosmetics that weighed down TF2 retail and caused Valve to cut back on the toon-style graphics not even 4 years after the game came out. Becoming free-to-play might have also had a hand in this too, but that's not important. That's really not important. And I think after playing this mod for a while, I could say this mod, and that's in heavy air quotes, could stand alone as its own separate game. Hell, I might even go as far as to say it's as close to TF3 as we should get. I know that a lot of people have thrown the term around with many different Valve-related projects, but this isn't me trying to throw around buzzwords. This could genuinely stand on its own. Now, I can already hear some people who might not be as well acquainted with Team Fortress 2 or its modding scene going,
well, that's a lofty claim. I mean, it's just a mod for an existing game. There's no way it could possibly do anything too drastically different.
Okay, but it's so much more than that! We're talking entirely new game modes, new weapons, maps, teams, even green and yellow. Excuse me. Green and yellow teams are a thing in this mod, and they have 4-way game modes between red, blue, yellow, and green, and it works. It totally works. Hell, we have a class returning to the game that we haven't seen legitimately since we got the Gold Source remake back in '99 of the mildly popular Quake mod. Yeah, does anyone remember when this was a Quake mod? I sure as hell don't, because I wasn't born in a year where the first and third digits were 1, 9, or 8. Team Fortress 2 Classified, referred to previously as TF2 Classic, aimed to return some of the cut weapons and ideas that just didn't make it to the 2007 release build of the game back to life. Such as the return of Scout's nail gun, Spy's tranquilizer pistol, Soldier's old rocket launcher, now called the RPG, to differentiate it from the original stock rocket launcher, which he can also have. Demo gets his bundle of dynamite he had in one of the early game trailers, and Medic gets a comically large needle he had in an early trailer as well. And on top of that, there are some weapons that return from the base game, like the Huntsman for Sniper, or the Sandwich for Heavy, or the gunboats, which Soldier and Demo can both use now, making rocket or sticky jumping much easier. There's even some weapons that we didn't see in any early game trailers, like Demo gets a mine thrower and a single shot grenade launcher, Engineer gets a coil gun and the ability to swap out his teleporters for jump pads. Spy's Dead Ringer, while not being a wholly new weapon, has been reworked to act as a regular cloak with 60% faster movement speed. Soldier gets an anchor for a melee weapon, Heavy gets an AA gun as a primary and his fist wrapped in chains as a melee option, Pyro gets a scythe as a melee option, and a double barrel shotgun which, yes, you can shotgun jump with. Medic gets a healing grenade launcher with the ability to throw out bubble shields which can uber multiple teammates all at once when the meter is full, and this cattle prod looking knuckle duster which can heal teammates as well. Sniper gets a revolver rifle with no scope on it, which makes tunnel vision a non-issue, and a melee option called the Fish Whacker, which I haven't used yet. Never mind, there was.
No, there is not. There's nothing in sewer.
How did that Demo even get inside?
What are you doing here?
What the fuck is happening? What the? Oh my god, I'm glad I recorded that. I'm so glad I'm recording this. And there's a civilian in the game, which is a VIP mode specific class. Oh, and the Scout? Scout just gets a fucking brick. That's it. That's his secondary stand-in. You can either have the pistol or a throwable brick. That's it. I don't know why, but the second I saw he could do that, I broke out laughing for a solid 5 minutes. Oh, and the brick can have unlimited ammo if you have the right console commands and the ability to use said console commands in a custom server. And that is as fucking stupid as it sounds. Since all these new options or their stock equivalents are all we get, hopefully just for now, there's no real need to ask if one weapon's a straight upgrade to another, and they can all just really stand on their own. This mod has more than just a few guns and a portly old geezer that makes it stand on its own. It's got new game modes like VIP, which is a mashup of payload and control point, Domination, which acts like the Domination game mode from Call of Duty, ending the needless 30-something minute long stalemates of control point maps. I wonder if these guys can make CTF maps less stalemate-ish. There's also 4-team game modes like 4-team Payload and 4-team Arena, 4-team King of the Hill, and 4-team Domination. Holy shit, I'm saying 4-team a lot. Which are all like their base game counterparts, only with 4 smaller teams being red, blue, green, and yellow. This isn't strictly gameplay specific, but this game comes with a bunch of quality of life features too that you would need console commands for in the base game. Flipping weapon view models from right to left, FOV and view model FOV sliders, minimizing view models, view model opacity. You could even toggle the beta muzzle flash if you're really itching for that E3 trailer vibe. There's also an ungodly amount of HUD customization, like HUD opacity, the choice between character art or player models, colorblind mode, the ability to see players' health bars, minimal HUD. There's still a bunch I'm probably also forgetting. They thought of everything in this mod. They thought of everything. Hey, sorry to interrupt. This is me 10 hours after I've already got this recorded. I'm a fucking dumbass. And a lot of the stuff I mentioned in the HUD portion of the settings, a lot of that does actually exist in baseline TF2. So sorry, that's entirely on me. God, I'm terrible at this. I'm supposed to be professional. Alright, back to me from 10 hours ago. Alright, bye-bye. I knew Team Fortress Classified was going to be good. I didn't think it would be this good. I for real thought I would pick it up for like an hour or two to, you know, get acquainted with the game's quirks and mechanics and then make this video, but now I'm 10 hours deep into this shit. And I do kind of miss base TF2. Mostly just some weapons and cosmetics, which is ironic since cosmetics are kind of what caused the game to downgrade in graphical quality to begin with. But should you buy into the hype and play this game? I'm thinking yes. If you're already a fan of TF2 and want a taste of what the game could have been like had the stars aligned and allowed it, play this game. Or if you're a new player and don't want to rack your brain trying to figure out why that pyro, who is clearly dressed in your team's blue color, just killed you, I'd say give it a try as well. Team Fortress Classified really gave the most fun you can have online new meaning, and has breathed new life into this game for me. And it's also made me realize Valve could have done so much more with the game post Jungle Inferno. It's been nearly 9 years since we got an update for this game. And still, we haven't gotten any full legit shit updates in that time. All we've gotten are just crappy holiday maps and holiday themed updates. And that is truly heartbreaking. In the 9 years post-Jungle Inferno, we lost the voice of the soldier to COVID, we've survived through a bot crisis that nearly killed the game, we've had the last TF2 comic release, we found out what the administrator planned to do with her last few hours in those comics, the remaining voice actors started getting together and doing TF2 related stuff again, we've had Valve release the source SDK files for TF2 and essentially just hand us the keys to the kingdom. A lot's happened in that time. This game has had so many ups and downs in that time to the point where if I were to go back in time and tell someone who was excited for TF2's 2007 release what would happen to the game, I don't think they'd believe me. I think what I'm trying to say in this little tangent is that this mod made me realize Valve gave up on TF2, and now it's just one of their money trees they use to fund further business ventures like the Steam Deck, the Valve Index, Steam Machine, and other things they're working on like Deadlock and whatever the hell's going on with Half-Life 3. I understand it. I get it why they quit making updates for it. Nothing lasts forever. Seasons change, people move on, and developers lose interest in their existing products. I'm just glad Valve handed us the means to keep things like this going ourselves. There really is no company who operates quite like Valve does. I have nothing but high hopes for the future of TF2 Classified, and I wish the dev team best of luck on updating this mod, or working on whatever their next project is. Me, personally, I think I'm gonna quit yapping your ear off, and finally let you all experience this mod for yourselves. We'll see you next time, lads. Bye for now. Hey, hi, hello, yeah, I know I already ran the outro for this. Sorry for getting all sad and whatnot at the end there. I care a lot about this game and what happens to it. But that's not what this little bit here is about. What this is about is that I have... Oof. I have a lot of gameplay to show, and quite a few funny moments to share with the class, but I think I'm going to split that off into its own separate video. So just keep an eye out for that video later on, you hear? Okay, yeah, now that's it. Now I'm done yapping. I'll see you in my next video. Bye for now, fellas.